right. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Hey. That was lovely. Nice song.
Thank you.
In all your busy life, do you get much time to read yourself? I mean, have you read Alan's book?
Oh, big fan.
Are you?
The stuff.
Have you got a favourite part from it?
Oh, actually, this one right here, it's funny.
A bit more bad sex coming up now.
He's one of my favourite. His hands stroked her shoulders and her arms, then slid the lycra top down to her waist, revealing her perfectly formed breasts. By the time they had slipped naked under the duvet and wound around one another like the ivy embroidered on its cover, his doubts and worry had slipped away, and he was lost in the warm and fragrant passion of Lisa Drake.
Oh.
Unbelievable.
Either I'll never work again, or the next book will go to the top of the other.
This book's going to go back after tonight. Wait, you see.
Let's talk about you then. What about... Was it a musical family, typical Irish, as we imagine it to be?
No, it wasn't, actually.
Was it?
It wasn't, no. Like any Irish family, a few drinks at a wedding or something, and everyone's up to sing, but otherwise, no, it wasn't at all.
So what were your ambitions there when you were growing up?
I was involved with sport a lot when I was younger.
You were very good, weren't you?
Yeah, I was on the Irish team. I used to run. I was going for a scholarship to America, to Iona College, after my brother. But there was always something else I wanted to do, and I was involved in a few bands beforehand. And I don't know, I wanted great things. I wanted to be on TV, I wanted to be on the stage, I wanted to be performing, singing songs, whatever it may be, hosting TV. I didn't know what I wanted, but I wanted to do something.
Yes.
And I saw this advert in the newspaper while I was working in a shoe shop part-time. And it was for basically the Irish Take That, which was the ad. And it was perfect. It's just what I wanted, pop music, and to be seen on international television, singing songs, whatever, just to be part of that band. And it happened. I went along. I never thought in my wildest dreams I would get into the band.
How many other people went along with you?
There must have been 400 guys there.
Yeah. And so how did they make the choice? Was it the best singer, or was it a kind of designer group?
I think it was more of a designer group is what they wanted, you know. I don't think in the beginning, out of the 5 of us, there was any unbelievable singers. There was just something special there between all of us. And that's really what Louis and John looked for.
And how old were you? 17 at the time?
16. 16, yeah, when I joined the band.
So you really wouldn't know what you're doing. I mean, you had no music lessons.
You know, I had no idea. I had still 1 year of school left. Yeah, I had hopes and dreams, but never imagined I could join some pop band and travel the world and sell 14 million albums and be on Parkinson, you know? Who knew? You know, there you go.
But what about, I mean, so in the early days, and when you were struggling to get the band together, you went on tour almost straight away, didn't you?
Yeah, straight away. We were in a little white transit van. We travelled around Ireland. We called it the doorstep tour, because basically the stages were like little doorsteps about this size, and you had to cram the 5 of us on. And it was quite funny. We had 2 microphones and 3 dummies, 2 live microphones and 3 dummies. And whoever was singing live would have the live mic, and so we'd do the dance routines, and someone would turn around, and before the song was finished, and you'd get the dummy mic or the live mic, whoever was going to do the link. It was quite funny. All we could afford was 2 live mics. It was a lot of fun. We learnt a lot in that little white transit van touring Ireland, you know.
What kind of places were you playing?
Well, nightclubs, small little nightclubs, and the dodgiest places, you know.
Really?
Everything thrown at us, beer bottles and cigarettes, and, you know, all the guys wanted to kill us because all the girls were trying to jump up on the stage after us or whatever, you know. It was fun, though, you know. It made us what we are today. I remember one show in particular. Keith was one of the bigger lads in the band, and Stephen and myself were the smaller lads. And Keith had to... There was a rush to the stage. All the guys were jumping on, hitting everybody. And Keith picked me under one arm and Stephen under the other. And we ran all across the dance floor, into the van, and off we went in our outfits. Left everything behind. Forget about it, man. We're not coming back. You know, it was quite funny.
What was your first trip abroad, the first trip outside of Ireland?
The first trip we made was to the UK to work with a producer to record our first single, which was actually never released anywhere but Ireland. But we stayed in this hotel, a cheap hotel. We couldn't afford anything special. And we arrived in the hotel, and we were there for a good few nights. And when we were leaving, this phone bill turned up for about 90 or 100 quid. And between us, we had about 50 pence. You know, all we had was our flight home, taxi fare and flight home to the airport. So we thought, what are we going to do? You know, we've no money to pay this bill. And we were young guys. We thought we were going to be arrested and never see our mothers again. You know, that's the way it was. So we didn't know what to do. So we had this plan. We were on the 4th floor in the hotel, so we had this plan. We were going to throw the bags out the window Two of us were going to stay in the room, throw the bags out the window, and the rest of us were going to be downstairs collecting the bags and run. So Keith, Mikey, and Shane went downstairs, and it was actually right in front of a Barclays bank, or one of the banks in front of us, which was quite convenient. A couple of Irish lads throwing bags in front of the bank. You can imagine what everyone thought. But Stephen and myself were upstairs throwing the bags out, and we had a clever idea. We thought we'd throw our bags first, because if we threw their bags, they'd be gone, and we'd be left up in the room with our bags. So we threw our bags first, then their bags. And we ran downstairs, and we were like two escaped convicts running across the lobby. You want to see us, the heads on us. Like, oh my God, we were as paranoid as you can imagine, flying across this lobby. We got out the door, we were gone. And we ran about a mile, I can't remember where we ran to. And we all went into McDonald's, and between us we had about £2.50. And we bought 6 chicken nuggets, one each. And while we were buying the chicken nuggets, we heard this siren, a police siren, and we thought it was for us. So the 5 of us legged downstairs and went into the toilet, and we hid in the toilet for about a half an hour eating our chicken nuggets, which was a sight. Unbelievable. But it's true.
Not a glamorous start then.
No, a great movie, but not a glamorous start, yeah.
No, your mum didn't live, did she, to see your success, or did she? Did she?
Yeah, the beginning of it, the first
beginning of it.
2.5 years, 3 years, which was... It was a great amount of success, but it didn't really happen until after that. You know, that's when Boyzone really kicked off later in 1998. So no matter what. And it's hard for me, you know, I wish she was here to see it all. She was my pillar of strength. She made me what I am. And she was the one that said, well, if you really want to leave school, you know, do it, go for it. And, you know,
that's what you were saying about people, you know, tell you, follow you.
Yeah, things are flash in the pan, but if they let you do what you want to do, it's good. The recognition thing's funny though, because you must get now. I mean, you know, it'd be, oh, it's Ronan, it's Ronan. I just go, hello, Alan.
yeah.
I had a taxi driver though once who said to me, he said, Corey, he said, you know who you look like? I said, no. He said, Titmarsh. So I said, Titchmarsh. He said, that's him, Titmarsh. Yeah. And his entire journey he talked about Titmarsh. And I got out at the end and I said, well, I am him, actually. He said, I bet you wish you had his money.
But your mum was very important in your life, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was...
Because you're one of, what, 5 children?
Yeah, I was the youngest of 5.
The youngest.
We had a great childhood growing up, a very, very close family.
What do you remember of them?
Well, our holidays in Kerry would probably be the one thing. You know, our family holidays was the one time we all got together, because most of the family emigrated to America, my brothers and sisters. And the one time we were really together was either Christmas or our summer holidays. And we went down to Kerry, it was in like a working class place to go for holidays. And it was brilliant, you know, I loved it. We went horse riding. The weather then was great, you know, and it was very special to me, and we were very close. And then, as I said, my brothers and sisters moved away, and it was just my mum and dad and me in the house. And then I grew very close to my mother. We became a team, I guess, the two of us. And she was my pillar of strength. She always, you know, whenever I was doubting anything, she said, you know, don't worry about it, do this or do that. And she knew, like, you always think you know everything when you're 16, but you know nothing. And your mother really knows, and she helped me through it all and made me what I am. And I'm very grateful for that. And I miss her terribly, because now I'm only reaping the rewards of what I've done. And I wish I could give her that. And I know that's only a small thing and it's material. But it means a lot to me. I would have loved to have been able to give her that, and it's hard.
She died of cancer, didn't she?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, and you set up a fund, cancer...
Yeah, the family, we set up the Keating Cancer Awareness Fund. And it's our way, basically, of dealing with what happened, I guess. You know, it's just something small, but it just helps us to get along with it and think, in Mam's name, we're doing something right. And if we can save somebody else's mother, well then, yeah, that's half the battle. So we've raised almost £300,000, and we're putting out 3 mobile units on the road in Ireland that people can go along and be tested. And please God, you know, be helped. And like the disease cancer can be cured if it's caught in time. So please God, that's what we're going to try and do.
Also, too, I mean, in that same year, you got married, didn't you?
That's
You
right.
had a strange sort of a year. That was 1998.
98, that's right,
That's right. And also, was it the same year, too, that you had this controversy within the band where Stephen Gately
That's right, Steve came
announced
out
that he was gay?
Yeah.
I mean, it wouldn't seem to matter, except, of course, in Ireland, I suppose, and with a boys' band, too.
Yeah, well,
it did matter.
I'd say 5 years ago, or 3 years ago, it would have mattered. But it's unbelievable how Ireland has turned a corner now, and has become very open. And now Stephen can walk down the street and guys are shouting, you know, fair play to you, respect to you. Whereas 3 years ago, they would have called him every name under the sun. And it's fantastic for him. And the way it was dealt in the press was wonderful, and the way the fans reacted to it was even better. You know, if anything, we've gained more fans now than lost any by what Stephen did.
Yes.
And it's fantastic for him, and it just means he's comfortable in what he is, and he can be open with everybody.
Now, 14 million records, that assumes that you made a bob or two and you've been sort of rather comfortably up. Would it be an insult to suggest that the big break for your group was when Take That broke up?
Yeah, I think when the band Take That broke up.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Will they?
My mother used to call Take That What For. That band, What For? You know, no, Take That.
But when they broke up, you know, we said in interviews, no, it doesn't matter because we sold out tours before they broke up. But to be honest, it made a massive difference to Boyzone. We were the only ones left. You know, people think Backstreet Boys were there and NSYNC. There was nobody there. Backstreet didn't come on until 1 or 2 years after that. So we were the only boy band left, you know, of all the E17s and the Take That's and all of these bands. And it was unbelievable, you know. We'd never been bigger. We sold out 2 arena tours in the 1 year in the UK. We no matter what was the biggest record, we have, well, it was one of the biggest records of the year. It was unbelievable. It was massive for Boyzone.
What about the rumours that the group's broken up?
Well, obviously, we're all doing our solo.
Yes, you're doing different things.
Yes, and that's something we want to do as individuals, and that's fine. We've never announced Boyzone breaking up, and please God, sometime next year, 2001, we'll do some shows again and maybe record some more music. For now, it's dormant. That's the best word to use, but it's definitely not broken up.
What's been has there been a moment in your young life when you've sort of stood there and thought, how did I get to this point?
This is probably one of them right now. Yeah, what am I doing here? How did I get here? You know, it happens a lot. You know, when I first hosted the MTV Awards in '97 in Rotterdam, I remember standing up there going, why did they ask me? What am I doing here? Yeah. Why me, you know? I'm just really lucky when I picked up the Ivor Novella for Picture of You. Why me, you know? I just feel blessed. I feel very lucky and honoured. There's a lot of moments in my life. When I had my little boy, when I got married, all of these times, I'm very grateful and I appreciate that.
What about the future for you then? Because as I said, you've branched into management. You're managing Westlife now. You've got your, the songwriting and there's the performing too. You just finished, or have you finished your solo album?
I'm almost finished it now. I'm here in the UK just finishing all the vocals. And please God, the first single released 10th of July. We'll definitely release 10th of July after Party in the Park. And then from there, 3 weeks later, I'll be releasing the album. So fingers crossed it all goes well.
But where do you see the future? Is it more in writing and then
no,
performing?
Definitely performing.
There's nothing like it,
when my voice comes back.
Your voice
I'll be definitely performing, yeah, at some stage. But I don't know where it's gone.
Yeah.
No, I love getting up on stage and performing. That's what it's all about for me.
Yes.
The managing is great and the songwriting is wonderful, but if other people want to write songs, great. And if they're great pop songs, I want to get up there and perform them. That's what it's all about for me.
Yeah. Okay, you've got no plans to write a sexy novel, have you?
Well,
if you are, forget it. Don't come on here if you do.
For the moment, Ronan Keating, thank you very much. Ronan Keating.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Stephen, on that side. That's new single. Did you write it?
Yeah, I wrote it with a guy called Simon Climie, who was known from Climie Fisher, and the guy called Landers Bag, who also produced it.
Fantastic. I think it's going to be a #1. What do you think?
Fingers crossed.
I think so. You remember that I said it. You remember that.
I will.
Stephen Gateley, everybody.
Well, first of all, it's called You're My Angel. It's a song I wrote about 6 or 8 months ago with my daughter Hannah in mind. It's a general meaning song about the special somebody in people's lives. That somebody who's there when, you know, if you're having a hard time maybe in life or whatever, you know.
Hardly a week goes by without another Boyzone to Split story hitting the headlines. So will the record-breaking group ever get back together again, or is the end finally in sight?
See, we haven't put a time on when we're going to get back together. That could be...
Good, good. Nice comfy. I know, this is our brand new show.
Brand new cover.
How much was it? How much was it?
Yeah.
I couldn't possibly say. Listen, Steve, it's great to have you on the show.
Nice
Now,
to be
before
here.
we start, there's one thing I do want to clear up before we start.
What?
There's been I tell you what, there's been a few rumours.
I tell you now.
Going around
More than a few rumours.
Going around the industry.
Right, what's that?
That you are, in fact, gay.
Rubbish.
Is that really? Yeah,
Absolutely rubbish.
And there's another particularly vicious rumour that I've heard that Boyzone might be staying together. Would that be fair?
That's true. That's true.
Now, the band are going to stay together, but you've got a new single out.
Yeah.
That's out at the end of this
29th.
month. 29th. Let's take a quick look at the single.
All
This is Stephen's brand new single. Look at this. Stephen's brand new video.
What? Why did you show the bit where my nostrils are right there?
That's the bit we particularly like. Was that no, I guess that must be quite a nervous thing for you to go out on your own like that.
Yeah, very nervous. I mean, I'm looking forward to it, but, you know, at the same time, I said, the week of release, nobody call me. I don't want to know anything.
So what are the other zoners doing at the moment, then, Steve?
Shane's still crushing cars.
Yes, I have noticed that. He's not very good, is he?
He's very good, actually. He's done a real professional race, and
Is he?
he came third in his first.
But it looks like it's very expensive for his team because he keeps stacking them.
Well, they've got plenty of money, so, I mean, why not?
That's fair enough.
Rose actually finishing off his album. Keats doing FBI.
Right.
And
was that a great idea, do you think?
for him to do?
Yeah.
It's brilliant, yeah. It's very difficult. I mean, live for 3.5 hours, you know what it's like.
I wouldn't like to say too much about that, but yes, I'd have to agree with you
Absolutely.
on that.
And then Mikey.
Mikey's releasing a single
a week after myself.
Because originally, am I right in thinking that they were going to be released on the same day?
No. Well, I was told it was going to be released the same day, but then it was a week later. It was a week after.
Right.
And then the press kind of picked up on the Emma Bunton and Jerry Halliwell situation again.
Oh, yeah,
and kind of stepped down.
You don't want to go head-to-head with Mike.
There's no
really,
point. No, I'd tell you, bash me.
But why did you should have just rung him and said, listen, there's...
Oh, we did, yeah. Yeah, of course we did, yeah.
Okay.
That's all cool, no problem.
That's all cool. Now, also, the other thing, there seems to be, again, I'm gossiping again.
Right.
There's a lot of continuing rumours about this Boyzone film. Is that going to happen? Or is that not going to happen?
Well, the thing is, we got a load of scripts, and we read through them, and they just didn't capture the air humour, the humour that the five of us have, the laughs that we have,
right.
and the Irish jokes. And so we have another person now. She's writing a new script, and but we're going to go in each and just give all the funny stories, each individual.
So is it going to be like not like a Spice Girls type film? It's going to be a sort of biopic.
Yeah, it's based on
like Spinal Tap.
Yeah,
it'll be Boyzone Spinal Tap.
Well, I don't think it'll be as.
Looking forward to it. You were also involved in the TV version of Watership Down, weren't you?
Yeah, that was. They actually made me look like a rabbit. I mean, fair enough, the teeth go well, but I mean, and the ears maybe. But
what, they drew the rabbit to look like you?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
In fact, I think we might be able to have a quick look.
I bet you do.
We've got a quick look at the picture of the rabbit. Do we think that looks like?
That's it. I told you.
It's uncanny the way they've established that. Now, listen, Steve. It's been a year since you sort of announced to the world that you were in fact gay.
Yeah.
Was it a big relief for you when you did that?
Yeah, it was a major relief. You know, it was very difficult. It was a very difficult time. You know, I didn't know whether it was going to go very positive or it was going to be negative. And luckily, you know, the public really, really helped. And I mean, the situation, I was almost, you know, I was in bits. I was really in a heap. And I started getting thousands upon thousands of letters from females, males, young, old, kids with problems themselves who were gay. And, you know, it's not a big issue, really. You know, I mean, I'm kind of looking, I say, little Stephen from Sheriff Street in Dublin, poor background, you know, blah, blah, blah. And then, you know, how come there's just so much interest?
I'm guessing it's quite a personal and private thing, and yet it was announced on the front page of the tabloids. Were you happy the way in which it came out, or would you have preferred it to come out another way?
No, I was happy. I'm happy now, you know, I mean, I didn't know what was going to be like, but I'm blessed now. I'm really happy with how things have gone. I'm very lucky. And, you know, I'm glad that everybody's... I mean, I've had lads come up, you know, shake my hand, say fair play to you, you know, it's cool, that takes guts, you know, so that's...
But it must be hellish at home. You and Eloy, two boy bands, you know, do you fight over whose CD you're going to be playing at home?
No, we don't play any Boyzone or Cotton the Axe CDs. You know, we sit down and listen to their own records, you know.
Well, listen, Steve, we're running out of time, sadly, but I'm just going to ask quickly if anyone in the audience...
Stephen? the next two members of the group to go solo, both out on the same day, is that right?
Yeah, this coming Monday, the 29th of May.
What's the story behind that, and why both on the same day?
Well, basically, it was coincidental, really.
Right.
You know, we both have two different teams of people working for us, and we were busy doing the whole promo thing, and
Sure.
a month into it or so, we realised it was on the same date, you know.
Wow.
So we just kind of, you know...
So it must be a little bit of friendly rivalry, is it? Or
well, I mean,
the
yes and
tabloids,
no.
the tabloids would have it that it was a war, but is that the case? Not the case? Is
No, not at all, not at all. I mean, the tabloids will always try and create that situation,
Yeah.
but myself and Stephen are very, very good friends, you know. And no, we're not interested in being competitive at all.
Now, saying that, we had Stephen down on the show a couple of weeks ago, and we said to him, which member of Boyzone would you least like to be on a desert island with? And he said, you, because of your smelly feet.
Actually, I remember him saying that. I had to reply to that, but I don't think I'll say
You
it.
don't? Okay. I'll move swiftly on. When was the last time you saw the other guys? Have you all been together lately, or...?
No, because everybody's been very busy. Obviously, Stephen doing his thing.
Sure.
Ronan's been out in LA, I think, doing his album. Keith is busy doing some presenting. Shane is busy doing some driving, so we haven't had a chance to catch
to all
up
get
on it.
together. So what is the situation? I mean, because we hear every week there's a new Boyzone to split rumours, and Shane put pay to them at the MTV Awards in no uncertain terms last year. What is the situation at the minute? Is there a split going on with you now doing your solo stuff, or what's the situation? Where's you stand? What's the official line?
Not at all. No split. Just very busy working over the last 6 years, and we just felt we needed to, you know, do something a bit more refreshing maybe for a while, you know. So we've just put Boyzone on pause for the time being.
Good stuff.
But you know, in the future at some stage we will be back together doing some more tours and albums.
Good stuff. I'm sure that's what everybody wanted to hear. Listen, thanks for coming down. You're going to perform for us in a little bit.
Yeah, later.
Mikey Graham, everybody.
How's it going?
Nice to meet you.
Nice to see you. How are
Lovely to
you?
meet you.
How's it going?
Please sit down.
Thank you. Here.
No, you're in the middle of a massive promotional tour at the moment. You
That's
must be
right.
exhausted.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. I've been out in America finishing the solo album for the last 3 months, so just to get back now and see everyone again, starting the interviews, the magazines, the TV, the press. It's a lot of fun. I'm glad to be back.
You enjoy it, do you?
I do. I really do. You know, I get a kick out of doing this. You know, it's part of me. I've been doing it since I was 16. It's all I know. You know.
So that's your job,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's
your
what I
life,
do. It's
isn't
my
it?
life. Exactly.
Well, you are a bit of a one-off. I was just said there. I mean, you started off as part of what people might see as a manufactured boy
very
band.
much so.
Now, others in that position fall by the wayside when the band's popularity wanes. Now, Boyzone is still hugely successful,
Yeah.
but you seem to have grasped the opportunity that fame's brought you to do lots of other things. You're almost like a mini empire.
Yeah. No, I just because I enjoy what I do, and a lot of the time things arise, you know, like jobs, and they ask you to do things, and a lot of people most of the time, because they're busy, they say no. But I like to do things, you know. I like to get out there and work, and you know, when they asked me to host MTV or Eurovision, I said, yeah, sure, I'd love to do it, you know.
Are you planning ahead, though? Are you thinking, what's life after Boyzone going to bring?
Well, to be honest, I'm thinking now about a solo career. That's what's most important on the cards. Boyzone are still together. Hopefully we'll do something next year, but obviously long term, it'll be a solo career for me.
You always were the one, though, out of Boyzone that everybody thought was going to have the solo career, weren't you?
You never know, you know. You never know what's around the corner. You're only as big as your last record. I love what I do. I'm willing to work hard and see what comes out of it.
Well, you're bringing out a single, your own single.
That's right.
Is it, now you did it last year, you brought out the love song from Notting Hill,
That's right,
when you say nothing at all,
Yeah.
and that was a massive success.
Yeah,
Is this similar kind of record, or is it very different?
Yeah, Life is a Roller Coaster comes out July 10th. It's more of there's energy in it. It's an up-tempo record, you know. It's me being 23 rather than 40, 53, you know. It's me having a bit of fun here, you know.
You've had enough of the ballads.
Yeah,
haven't you, for a
exactly.
little
I'm trying to
while?
stay away from that. The album comes out the end of July, and it's a departure from what I've done with Boyzone. You know, I've worked with a lot of different writers and producers, and it's just it's a little bit more on the edge. It's still pop music and pop songs, but it's all guitar and drum orientated. You know,
Right.
live instruments and stuff. But I'm very happy with it. You know, I
Yeah.
think people will have to listen without prejudice.
Well, shall we have a listen now?
Absolutely,
We'll take
let's.
a look at the video as
Please.
well. Well, I'm going to be a real creep here and say everybody here has been talking about that record all day and saying it's going to be #1.
Oh, fingers crossed. I'll work as hard as I can, and hopefully it's a success.
How did you do that spinning around in the air?
I was stuck up in a harness for like 2 days, literally, and it was a lot of work, of bruises and cuts I had for a week after it. But it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have much input into the writing of this one then?
It was written by Greg Alexander, who was in a band called the New Radicals. They had a massive summer record last year. You Only Get What You Give, it was called. And He's a crazy guy. He's an American guy, but a lot of fun, and he delivered at the end of the day with a great song.
You seem a very grounded person. I've been reading a bit about you, and not only because you had a very normal family upbringing.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, working class background like most of us.
And family is important to you. I mean,
yeah,
you're married to Yvonne. You've got a little baby son.
That's right, Jack. Yeah.
Are they with you?
Not today, but most of the time they travel with me, which is great. But sadly, it's such a whirlwind tour I'm doing these last few days of radio and TV that I just it wouldn't be fair to bring them on the road.
How old is he now?
14 months.
Oh, so it's that age where he's up and toddling around and
tearing the house apart.
Yeah, probably. You can't really take them away as much then, can you?
I know. Well, he needs his base now as well, and his toys and his surroundings in the house.
Yeah, the familiarity of home.
It's important.
But it is important to you to have your family. I mean, you married young, really, didn't you?
Yeah, 21. But you know, it's when you find the right person, regardless of what age you are. You know, there's no right time really.
Oh, she's a lucky girl. Did it upset all the fans?
I know. The fans have been great. You know, we've been really lucky, Boyzone's fans, the way they've treated us. You know, even when Stephen came out, you know, if anything, they've supported us more at those times than ever, you know, and we've probably gained more fans from the decisions we've made as a band and as individuals.
Stephen was here just a few weeks ago talking about his solo career.
Yeah,
so
he's starting off too.
You're all doing different things. I mean, do you think you will be back together in the near future, or do you think now that you're all doing different things? I mean, Keith's doing Saturday morning children's TV, isn't he?
Yeah, no, I think we'll do something. We're still good friends. We have a laugh, and that's why we've always done it, you know. And as long as we can have a laugh, I think we'll do it. There's talk of doing a stadium tour next year, so that could be fun.
Is there? Oh, that would be good.
Yeah.
Now, there's also talk of you becoming a Hollywood actor.
I don't know about that.
You signed with a big Hollywood agency.
Yeah, I'm a massive agency out there called William Morris, which are like the biggest. They've everyone on the books, from Arnold Schwarzenegger to Leonardo DiCaprio, you know.
Wow.
So they've signed me, and there's a lot of movies coming in for me, but obviously the time's not right. You know, it's not something I really want to concentrate on. I want to be recognised as a singer first.
Singer first, but one day we could see you.
You never know what's around the corner. You never know.
So just remind us everything that's coming up for you now. You've got the album, the single out on the 10th.
Yeah, July 10th the single, album July 31st, and then I have a UK and Irish tour October, November. So I'll be doing all the major cities. Okay. So looking forward to that.
Are you going to come back to this region?
Oh yeah, no, I'll be here. Yeah, and it's a city hall tour, so I'll be hitting all the cities with the city halls. Yeah, looking forward to it.
Thanks very much. Maybe we'll...
Tricksy vibe to it. There's a lot of kind of special effects and flying and stuff like that. It's kind of cool. It's different. I've never really done this type of thing. It's always been very suited and booted and very smart and, you know, kind of cool looks to the camera and stuff. Where this is just a little bit mad, you know. So I hope everybody gets the whole vibe. The last few minutes there have been on the turntable, which has been going around. It's very, very fast. And the camera's on the other side, so basically it looks like the whole world is spinning and I'm in the same place type of thing. Something like that, anyway. A Roller Coaster is basically, it's a song written by Greg Alexander and Rick Knowles. Greg is famous for being the front man with a band. He used to be in called the New Radicals. I was a fan, definitely. You know, it was a pity they didn't go on a little longer and do some more stuff, because they were the Rolling Stones of my generation, I think. If they kept going, they were pretty cool down there. And I've gone for a little bit of a rockier feel. Not rocky, but just organic, you know, live instruments, live drums. So, and there's a little bit of grooving going on there, a little bit of tempo. I just wanted to get away from Boyzone, you know. There's still the ballads in there, you know, that I'm known for. But the tempo is important, I think. It's what people really... Yeah, Ronan. I think it's important now that there's no titles, because I've been in a band, Boyzone, and we've had titles in all our albums. And this could just be another Boyzone album if that was the way, you know, if I call it just another name. I think people like this album needs to be called Ronan because it's only my album, you know. And I don't want any confusion about whose album this is. It's only mine.
The smile on your face lets me know that you need me.
There's a lot riding on this song because I had the help of the movie Notting Hill to guide the record along and to promote it. Whereas now it's up to me. It's up to me to get out there and just work this record as hard as I can, and for everyone to hear it and for everyone to enjoy it.
Hello, Europe! Hello, the world!
I tell you, I got away with presenting the MTV Awards and those shows, but it's not me, it's not what I'm about. Music is what I love. This guy, Ronan Keating, is going to be really good, I think. Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. Well, there you have it. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a great time, and I'll see you all soon back in the UK. Enjoy the video, and thanks a lot. Good luck.
Very well. How are you, Steph?
Good. Yeah, good.
Now, listen, we've had loads of emails for you, so I'm going to crack straight on.
Okay.
It says you haven't been very well recently. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, actually. I had kidney stones, and about 2 months ago, the first half of the kidney stone came out. And then last couple of days ago, the second half of the kidney stone came out. So,
no.
And I had to cut some promotion because I was supposed to go around doing a promotional tour at cinemas kind of to promote the movie and my single.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I couldn't get there, so sorry to all the fans.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being childbirth, obviously, how painful?
It was about an 8.
Oh, it's a good 8.
Yeah,
He
it
needs
was
gas and
about an
air,
8,
definitely. Okay, there's another question here. Your last single, New Beginning, made a poignant statement. Does your new single, I Believe, have any significant meaning?
It's basically for anybody who... It's basically the song's about believing in yourself and your dreams. Follow your dreams, believe in yourself, and go for everything that you want to achieve in your life.
And it all ties in with the film Billy Elliot, doesn't it? Do you know the bit of the storyline to the movie, or...?
Yeah, well, actually, I seen the movie first before we wrote the song for it.
Oh, right,
so,
okay.
We wrote the song especially for the movie.
Yeah.
And the movie's fantastic. The guy, Jamie Bell, who is the lead, he's fantastic. Julie Walters.
Oh, she's great. I
Meeting
love
all
her.
them. So it was great. It's going to do fantastic, this movie.
Excellent stuff. This is another one here from Matthew Bremner from Kent. It was reported that a girl was arrested and went to court this week for making death threats to Billy Piper. Have you ever been stalked or threatened?
Not stalked. Boyzone got a death threat sent to us before we went on stage, and I don't know where it was, somewhere in Ireland. And
what did you do? Was it bulletproof vest and all
No,
that?
you have to do your dance routines and all that, and you're looking at everybody in the audience.
Looking for any shifty faces.
She's got a gun, he's got a gun, you know, it's kind of like, but
nothing that serious.
I'm still here, so.
Okay, I've got another one here from Debbie Tucker from Devon. She says, were you disappointed that your first single didn't make it to number 1? Because obviously, in the trail of all the Spiller and Posh and Two Steppers, I mean, it's all such a big thing now, particularly when you've broken away from a group. So were you disappointed, or...?
Not at all, I was amazed.
Yeah?
With the reception that the single got, with how well it done. I mean, it was fantastic. Top 10 is fantastic. Everybody would love a number 1. I'd be lying if I said I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But, I was so chuffed with number 3.
Yeah.
But,
and to be a bit controversial, which one do you think should have been number 1?
With what?
Spiller or True Steppers?
I like the True Steppers.
You like True Steppers?
Yeah.
Okay,
You?
fair enough. I like Spiller, to be honest.
Well, actually, both of them are very good.
You see, that's kind of a fair judgment.
But I know the Spillers, I know the...
Excellent. Right, I've got another one here from Sarah Lodge from Liverpool. She says, do you watch Big Brother? If so, who would you like to win? And do you think Nick is as nasty as everybody? Do you think Nick's nasty? We think Nick's nasty. Are you a Big Brother fan?
No, but I haven't got the chance to watch it. But I used to watch the Dutch version, because that's where it originated from Holland. And I used to watch it there, and I used to have to get it translated from me because I wouldn't have a clue what they're saying.
Yeah.
But it used to be very interesting. I'd love to watch it.
Yeah.
I don't know who's going to win.
You don't know?
Nah.
You haven't placed any bets then?
No, I might go into the bookies.
Who do you think, guys? Darren. I think Well, thanks very much for joining us today. Thank you very much indeed. And you're going to come to the studio soon, aren't you?
I'm going to come back. Yeah, I'm promoting the single, which is out on the 25th of September, so I'm going to be doing promotion all over.
So you'll be back with us. A big round of applause for Stephen Gateley.
Go to bed, have you?
No, I've been up since 6 o'clock this morning. I went and I drove to the airport, and on the way, the motorway shut down. There's trucks on the motorway. It's just chaos here in Dublin.
Oh, we've been expecting you all morning to come and talk about your new autobiography, Life is a Roller Coaster. So will you come back and see us soon?
Absolutely, I'll be on really soon. I'm sorry I couldn't make it this morning, but yeah, I'll definitely be on soon, please.
You're going to disappointed us all because we're desperate to see you. But anyway, how's Yvonne and the baby?
Yeah, everyone's good. Obviously, I've got a day off at home now today, which is a first in a couple of months. But it's kind of worked out strange in the end because I actually head off to Asia on Monday. So I'm travelling a bit crazy at the moment, but the album's going well everywhere and everything's fantastic.
So, sorry, did you say you're on tour? You're going to Asia on Monday?
Yeah, I go to Asia. I'm out in Hong Kong, Japan, everywhere pretty much out there.
So you won't be in next week then?
No, we won't be seeing us next week.
Maybe the week after.
Week after. Do you take Yvonne and the baby with you?
Yeah, most of the time they travel with me, but, out to the long hauls out to Asia, and because Yvonne is pregnant again,
yes,
it wouldn't be right for her to travel.
Okay. When's the new baby due?
February, please, God.
How exciting. Thrilling news for you both, isn't it?
Fantastic.
Yeah, it is fantastic.
Well, you have a nice, unexpected day off. What are you going to do then?
Thank you very much, guys. I'm really sorry I didn't get in and talk about the book and everything else, but please, God, I'll see you really soon.
Well, we've been missing you.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. And don't forget, if you log onto my website today, actually, you can win 2 tickets for the shows, because the show's sold out in 2.5 days, but if you log onto my website, you can win 2 tickets for every single show.
Okay, What's the address?
RonanKeating.net.
.net, okay.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do today then?
Well, I've got a few more interviews to do on the phone now because I was supposed to do face-to-face in London.
Right.
But I'm going to do them on the phone. It's for the book, the promotion for the book, and then I pretty much, you know, I've got to go to Switzerland early in the morning. So that'll be me for the day.
All go.
You're a busy boy.
Who'd be a pop star, eh?
What can you do? Thank God I'm doing it.
Well, you work very hard. Well, Ronan, look, we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Well, thank you guys, and again, I apologise for not being there today.
Not at all. What
No
a nice
problem.
person. No, well, you just have
We'll
a
see you
nice
in a
day at
couple of
home.
weeks.
Relax.
Exciting. Of course, they were getting a bit confused there because... That's okay. Shh. Just a 1 wee second. Because, in fact, that wasn't used in the British film, was it, in the British
No, it was
version?
Ronan who done the song for the British version and the European, but actually Boyzone done the soundtrack No Matter What for Notting Hill in the States. And a lot of people don't know that, but that was No Matter What in the movie in the States, and on the soundtrack it's Boyzone with No Matter What.
And did Andrew Lloyd Webber, or Lord Lloyd Webber, did he suggest it to you or vice versa?
A mutual friend introduced me to Andrew, and I went around to his place with a couple of drinks, and he played some stuff that he was doing with his new musical at the time, was Whistle Down the Wind. And when I heard No Matter What, I said, you know, that's a great song.
That's it.
You know, and I got the opportunity
Your
to
hunch
record it
was right.
myself. And then
Excellent.
Boyzone done it.
Well, you're here with the band later on, right at the
Yes.
end of the programme.
Yes.
But thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Stephen Gateley.